Hello, I'm Laura McHarrie at The Hidden Edge with another tea break tip on how to use business models and tools to help you manage your growing business. Today we're looking at Thaler and Sunstein's nudge theory. In their book, Nudge, Improving Decisions About Health, Wealth and Happiness, Thaler and Sunstein's nudge theory is about influencing behaviour without sales coercion. To count as a nudge, the intervention must be easy to apply and or cheap to avoid. It should also have a positive intention. For example, putting fruit at eye level counts as a nudge. Banning junk food does not. A nudge is designed to influence positive behaviour. Let's have a look at one of the most frequently cited examples of nudge. It is the etching of the image of a housefly into the men's room urinals at Amsterdam's Schiphol airport. It's intended to improve the aim. Many big companies have caught on to this. BP, for example, have in their restroom, "We are very proud of our clean space and we want to maintain it. If you see a problem, please let us know." Restaurants will offer the chocolate mint or two with their bill and get higher tips as a result. And marketing messages include the word because. Because gives your message a strong rationale. The principle in business is to conduct an audit of your sales processes to ensure that your customers are more amenable to your products or services. This is Thaler and Sunstein's Nudge Toolkit. The toolkit offers you and your sales team a selection of 15 nudge considerations that will have a positive impact on your prospects. The first is anchoring and adjustment, where you use known things to estimate unknown things. Give your audience factual comparisons and references that are relevant to them. Availability. This is where you use familiarity and perceived commonness, or indeed rarity. And you can offer statistics which give a true scale of popularity, frequency, or rarity of the issue, and you can correct common faulty assumptions. Representativeness. This is where you use assumptions based on stereotypes. Give the audience clarification of facts and figures to dispel false stereotypes and wrong assumptions and replace them with accurate comparisons. Optimism and overconfidence. This is where you use hopefulness and denial, sometimes complacency. Allow flexibility for people, protect people from the tendency to hope rather than to think things through. Clarify and emphasize timings, costs, schedules, etc., and use feedback. Don't assume that people correctly understand the things that you explain. Loss aversion. This is where the buyer might consider false valuation based on possession. Focus on the gains and improvements. Avoid presenting situations that take things away from other people. Clarify actual values of possessed things and clarify actual risks involved. Status quo. Bias and inertia. This is about the fear of change, laziness, the aversion to complexity, the small print, etc. Use the status quo and defaults to help create a positive effect. Make it easy for people to make helpful choices. Make it difficult for people to use faulty thinking and make unhelpful decisions. Framing. This is where presentation or orientation of information alters its perceived nature. Design your communications so that choices are positioned and explained positively, that they are relevant and clear to the audience. Choose your words carefully, understand and focus on what your communication means to other people rather than what it means to you. Temptation. This is about greed, inability to delay gratification, or the fear of missing out. Use short-term easy gains as incentives to break inertia. Mindlessness. This is about poor communication, negligence and complacency. Clarify, educate, design and prioritise communication so that important issues are clear and cannot be overlooked. Self-control strategies. These are habits and routines to counter weaknesses. Discover and understand the self-control strategies that your audience uses. Construct offerings so that they fit with people's systems, habits, and their preferred way of doing things. Conforming, following the herd. This is the mob effect, affirmation, embarrassment, or trends and fashion. Consider the need for people to conform and avoid isolation or embarrassment. Avoid positioning helpful choices in ways that seem nonconformist or which expose or isolate people. The spotlight effect. This is the impact of self-consciousness causing anxiety and stress. So build calmness and relaxation into communications and the processes and outcomes of positive choices. Priming, preparing people for change. Help people visualize positive actions and outcomes. Encourage people to consider, explore and assess steps and strategies towards how they can do things differently. Stimulus response. This is about the language and sign design, the signal matching the messages. Design your communications properly, understand the effects of design on thinking, and use skilled designers to produce anything that conveys an important message. And finally, feedback. This is about people during, after the thinking and decision-making process. Build check-in and feedback into the choice process wherever possible. Reflect back people's responses to them. Design processes that offer feedback while people are engaging with them. So what next? Create a map of your customer's journey. Look for obvious and hidden external influences. This is a brilliant activity for thinking outside your own power of influence. Check for unhelpful nudges. These may have developed over the years and accidentally, with the caveat that we have always done things like this. Check for customer objections. What might be preventing people from naturally shifting towards your product or service? Consult a focus group with the perceived objections, as the focus group will have a specific criteria to give you feedback on. Remove the business-created obstacles and explore new nudges to make it easier for your potential clients to engage with you and your products or services. Assess and test the effects of your new nudges and adapt as necessary. Add positive nudges to your standard operating procedures to ensure that the little things continually count. And for those of you who would like some idea stimulations for nudges, I can't recommend this book highly enough. It's called Yes. There are 50 examples from the science of persuasion. Did you notice the post-it note on the last slide? In a survey sent out to participants, 75% returned the survey with a personal note attached to it, compared with the 48% who had a handwritten note on the covering letter itself, and 36% who had just the survey and the covering letter without any note at all. So have a go at the nudge audit. Download the templates from the Hidden Edge website, and when you're there, share your examples too. I am building that portfolio of case studies and would love to include what has worked well for you. So that's it from me. Until next time, enjoy the rest of this tea break.